It is the constant or inconstant change, the infinite variety in fly fishing that binds us fast. It is impossible to grow weary of a sport that is never the same on any 2 days of the year. I started fly fishing when I was very young, probably about 5 or 6 years old, in about 1966 or 67, somewhere around there, because my dad had a client give him a fly rod. And my dad was injured in the war, and he couldn't really fly fish very well. His arms were kind of messed up, and he put the fly rod up on the porch, and it just sat there. And it just enamored me to have a fishing pole just sit there and not be used. So I picked that thing up when my dad wasn't around, and I just started fishing with it and playing with it when he wasn't there. I do find fly fishing to be somewhat of a religious experience. I do find God in the outside. When I'm outdoors, I find myself just being appreciative of, first of all, being able to be there. There's so many people in the city that don't get outside. I lived in Washington, D.C. for a while, and the big city just drives me crazy. And so to be able to be outside is just a big start in and of itself. And sometimes the places that I find myself, whether it be the Black Canyon of the Gunnison or up on a high mountain lake somewhere, those places just bring out, in essence, a sense of worship for me, that I'm very thankful for God and the ability to be there. I've been doing it a long time, so I've had a lot of neat things happen to me while I was on the water. One of the neatest times is when I was out on the lake that I used to live on in Florida. I had an eagle come down and take the fish that was on my line. It was really neat. He was probably less than 30 feet away from me when he came down and grabbed the fish that I was pulling in. That was one of the neat times. Well, there's a terminology that goes about now, and it's called an addictive personality, and I find myself to have such things. Sometimes I would get mad at just mad about having to go fishing. I'd be stressed out. I've quit six-figure jobs twice to take like 4-day fishing trips. And I used to get mad and talk to my wife, and I'd be telling her, why is it that this thing just burns me up? It just tears me up to not be able to do it. I lived on a lake in Florida and could fish almost any day that I wanted to, either before or after work. But to be able to get out to moving waters where there were trout and use a fly rod was something special to me. And that's really been it. It's been a twofold thing. The lack of finding peace in any other manner of work or anything else like that, and the addictive nature of it, that it is just the most fun thing I've ever done in my life. One of my other favorite things about fly fishing is actually fly tying and creating the flies that catch fish. I find it an absolute rush to sit down at the vise and create a fly for a space or a time that I think it will work, and to cast that fly out there and have it catch the fish that I'm after. That is very rewarding. I love the puzzle of the thing, where the fish are holding, what they're feeding on, how to trick them. And then once they bite, then it really gets to be a lot of fun, because they do fight hard. One of my favorite things about fly fishing is it is a solitary sport for me. While I'm out here making my casts and watching the indicator drift down and just watching the river go by, I get the chance to think about all kinds of stuff and get all kinds of problems solved in my head. Not that it really solves anything a whole, lifelong, but it's very contemplative for me, and I enjoy that aspect of this sport a lot. There we go. Nice stick. At least we got the rod bent. Best stick of the day. The worst thing to do is fish on video. I mean, when you ain't getting them, it's just... Oops, who did I get? Did I get skin? Oh, I'm so sorry. Now there's a blooper.
There's a blooper.
We get any blood? That might help the fish bite.
Yeah, I got a shirt a couple times.
Oh.
No, I think we're good.
Ooh, sorry, Matt. Here, I'll stand here, and I'll make sure I go that way, okay? You ready?
Yes.
All right.